We're about to play Apex Legend. I'm Rafael.
Wow, not even like warm up. Just jumped right into it. Hello, XP Galore listeners and viewers. My name is Marcus.
And I am Daily, aka the Ancient Dale.
I figured we just jump right at it. We're gonna do this.
All right.
What, you don't like it?
No, I love it. I'm down, man.
Let's
Let's make it.
I want to know.
dude.
I want to know where this sense of urgency is coming from.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited and scared. I never played really Apex Legends. I think I tried it one time and I was terrible at it.
Well, you're about to have some fun, man.
It's literally my favorite battle royale, though. So
it is definitely up there. Yes.
You are
it
among
looks cool.
friends. You are among friends here. So if
Sweet.
If you do terrible, okay, we're not playing ranked, so you're not gonna mess up any of my ranked.
Oh,
and
okay.
I am on my burner account, so it doesn't really affect my overall KD and stuff.
Caveat though, I don't actually play ranked that much. I'm like maybe bronze 3, so you really can't mess up anything that I've got.
I'm diamond 2 in normal life.
Okay, nobody asked you to flex so hard.
I know, right? Show off. Well, Jesus.
I'm an inside out crunch bar rapper. That's where I'm at.
Well, I'm gonna suck hardcore, so I'm very excited to see how bad I can do.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just all about having fun. That's why I'm trying this out. So what's going on, everyone? How is life?
Daily.
I'm doing great. Been working a lot, having a lot of fun, enjoying my scenery at work, and just being thankful I get to live every day. What about you guys?
So
Go ahead, Mark. Yeah, Marcus, go ahead.
I can't say that I'm that optimistic like you are.
What's the problem, Marcus?
Well, let me say good stuff first. So
Cool.
We did delay recording a week because your boy was in Los Angeles for a few days.
What?
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I usually try to go every year, mostly centered around E3, which is the big gaming conference that happens every year, but this year it was digital, and of course last year was pandemic time, so it was canceled. And so I had not gone over the early summer, and then I decided that I was overdue for a trip, so I went and I was able to meet up with a couple of I'd call them longtime friends. About a couple years now I've known them, but I've never met them face to face. I've only
online friends.
Yeah, they were both Destiny clan members. Well, one of them I met through Destiny, and then one of them also through Destiny, but before that, he and I played Division 2 together.
Cool.
So I got to actually meet up with them for the first time face to face. It was great. We all had a lot of fun. I got to make new friends while I was out there.
Watch out for the new kill leader.
LA's pretty dope, especially when you know what's around and you got friends to help. So that was cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It was awesome.
Sounds way better than what we've been doing.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to say, all right?
I'm trying to take more trips and like meet up with people that I've been friends with, but like only online. I'm trying to do the whole face-to-face thing as much as I can. So it was fun. And then so my main problem I've been running into since I've gotten back is in May, I ordered a brand new pre-built custom PC from a company that I'm not going to name because I don't want to push any blame on them right now. I don't think anything that's been happening is like their fault necessarily. So I just don't want to put out names out there. So far they've been
just bad luck.
Yeah. So I got this thing the day before I left for LA, and I have been dragging my feet on hooking it up because the idea behind it was that I was going to do a dual PC setup for stream, which means one PC, my older PC, is going to be just a stream machine that runs like the OBS.
Oh, cool.
The software that broadcasts everything.
And it's a lot smoother that way too.
It is. And then like the other one was going to be just a hardcore gaming PC. Because, very quick tech tip for those of you who may not know, when you stream on a PC and also play the game on the same PC, you're diverting resources both from the graphics card and your CPU chip, your brain of your computer, especially for all that work, which has the potential to both lower the quality of your streams and also the quality of the game that you're playing. So if you have a dedicated machine to do one or the other, it's like hiring extra help at your job, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah, so I plugged this thing in this past Saturday night, and I was playing around with it. It booted up fine, and I was able to play some Apex on it, and then I was playing with some friends, and I was in a Discord call with them, and then it started freezing up on me.
Oh,
And it would start rebooting automatically, which
no.
So my first indication, because in times past when I've seen that happen or had that happen to me, it's always been a cooling issue. Like the computer is overheating, so it's intentionally shutting itself off as a safety measure. But I was looking, and everything seems to be spinning fine, so I figured that wasn't it. And then, as I tried to diagnose it more and more, I started running into more and more issues until I started getting the evil, accursed blue screens of death. Which is the equivalent of, if for those of you in the Xbox 360 days, it's the equivalent of like getting the red ring of death, except maybe not that catastrophic, because you could at least diagnose and try to fix it. Long story short, at this point, I can't even get the computer to get to a Windows screen to do anything. All it's doing is it's looping. It shows me when you first turn on a computer that is like a pre-built, that's not like something from Dell or whatever. The first screen that shows up is the manufacturer of your motherboard. I can't get it past that screen.
Oh.
Yeah. It just keeps.
It just got worse.
It got worse, and I don't think it was anything I did, but it keeps going and going, and so I'm in talks with customer support now. The whole thing is under warranty at least.
Thank God.
But they emailed me today with a list of things to try, but it's going to be a very quick response back to them because step 2
did everything.
Yeah, well, step 2 involves me being able to get to a point where I can make the computer do anything, and it can't do that. So I don't know if they're gonna make me try to send the whole thing back, which will be
Cluster?
Yeah, because this thing is like
Money.
Well, that too, yes, but it's also 30 pounds of hardware, and trying to lug that to like a FedEx or a UPS is not gonna be fun. If they're gonna try to send me replacement part, or if they're gonna try to replace the parts, I'm gonna ask that they just send me the replacement parts and let me swap it out myself, because I can do that. But anyways, so that's happening. And then I had told the gentleman last night, because we were supposed to maybe record yesterday, and I told him I kind of needed a break because I don't always like panic about stuff, but every now and then when something doesn't happen the way that I had thought it was going to, or if something goes wrong, I go into pure panic mode.
Oh man.
And especially if it's something that I'm not 100% like confident on how it works. Like, I've built my first PC years ago, and I still maybe have like 25% of the CPU knowledge or software knowledge that a bunch of my friends do. Like, I am not a whiz when it comes to like the inner workings of how a PC works. So if something's going wrong and it's giving me these random error codes, the best that I can do is just Google what the error code is and see if I can find a solution, which is what I was trying to do, but I can't even get it to work that far.
I gotcha.
Oh, that's terrible, dude. Was that the first time that's ever happened to you, like getting like a defect of
No, actually, the first time that I built the first PC, the one that I still have, that I'm doing everything on now, the motherboard that I bought was what's known as DOA, dead on arrival, which means like as soon as I plugged it in, like it didn't function at all out of the box.
Oh no!
And like me and my friend, luckily I have a very good friend who lives like 10 minutes away. He's the one that like convinced me to do all this in the first place, and he and I talked through it. And like I brought it to his house, and we sat on his living room floor. We're like trying to troubleshoot everything. He's like, "Yeah, man, I think you have a bad motherboard." I was like, "Oh, great." Luckily, I'd gotten it through Amazon, and Amazon was very cool about letting me return it and pay the difference for like a better motherboard on the spot or something. So that was easy.
Cool.
So if this is another motherboard issue, then I guess I'm just cursed. It's like anytime I ever get a new rig, I just have to just buy a spare motherboard just ready to go.
Ah, that's terrible. I had that happen to me one time, and it was actually, I think it was probably 2 years ago. I'm not savvy with computers either, but I decided, hey, let me get one more monitor since I'm recording and playing, and it helps with the clutter.
Mm-hmm.
And my second screen arrived, the monitor. As soon as I opened it, I was like, yeah, I got to hook it up as soon as I get back from work. But when I opened the box just to take a look at it, the screen was shattered.
Oh.
And I had to go back, and this was actually, no, this was during the pandemic. And this is when you couldn't go inside the stores. I ordered it online through the website, but the return, I had to go to the store and wait outside the car on a number system that they had in a parking spot, wait for my turn for them to come up to me, and I had to explain what happened. Then I had to wait probably like 2 to 3 weeks again. And I bought it when it was on sale, so I couldn't really get, a refund. And,
Right.
like, it was so complicated, and I was so mad. I was like, I gotta wait another 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. It's a terrible feeling. But hey, it got fixed. It got solved. I got it swapped
I
out.
remember my very first Xbox 360 had issues out of the box.
Yeah?
Yeah, like it had a weird graphics processing error where like certain pixels on the screen would glitch and stretch across the entire screen.
No.
Like
Ooh.
like a cheekbone pixel would go across the entire TV. And I was like, well, maybe it's just the game. And then as I tried more games, I found that it wasn't that. And that was when Microsoft would just let you send in the console, and like
It was just like for free.
they said that they would fix it. They just sent you a new Xbox. Like they're not gonna sit here and struggle over it when they had the stock to be able to just like, here you go.
Yeah, I had to go through that same nightmare. My Xbox lasted for like 6 months, and then Halo came out. Halo 3, I think it was. I was playing. Was about to beat it on Legendary, and it got the 3 red rings of death. They said keep the hard drive, but ship the console. I did that. Got a console back. This was when the Elite was out, when it first came out. So it wasn't an old system. It was one of the newer models. And when I put my hard drive in, it couldn't recognize the console itself. So I had to redo the Legendary mode on Halo 3 again. And I was so mad because I was near the ending. That's the worst feeling. I was like, I gotta do this all over again?
I'm gonna hurt myself.
Well, Rolf, we haven't focused on you yet, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm good. Still hunting, trying to figure out what to do, but I've been doing fine. I bought a little condo for my cat, and I was building it right now before the recording, and that shit is so complicated.
Is it like an IKEA one where there's no words?
No, I got it from Amazon.
Oh, that's your first mistake.
So it's pretty much an IKEA. It feels like an IKEA. Like, it shows you the screws and all that stuff, A, B, 2, all these number systems, and I'm like, okay, so I guess I got to figure it out. And while I was building, I was like, I can get this done in 30 minutes. Nah, I got probably like 10% of it done, and that's just by like separating all the pieces. But yeah, but other than that, I've been good. I played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Oh, very cool, yeah.
Dude, beautiful game. Oh my god, if you have not played any Ratchet and Clank, that's the funny thing. I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game, and I started playing that. Yeah, I played the free one that came out. Oh, well, it's not really free. It was just the greatest hits that's on the PlayStation. If you have PlayStation Plus, you can get the remake of Part 1. So I got it, and I'm like, oh, this game is fun. Because remember, around this era, I had to choose which game. I had to choose Jak and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank, and I chose Jak and Daxter because it's Naughty Dog, and Crash Bandicoot. I was like, these guys are good. But I heard great things about Ratchet, and I missed out on it. And I heard great things about Sly Cooper too. Never played it either. So when I saw this Rift Apart, and then somebody told me, a little birdie told me there was a voice actress who played a role, a very important role in it, of a game that I really enjoy. I was like, I gotta check this out. So I played it, and oh my god, I beat it because I have time, and it was a beautiful game. I felt like I was playing a Pixar game. So highly recommend it, guys. Very fun. It's like PlayStation's version of a Mario, I guess, like a very good platformer game.
An apt description, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really fun platformer, very silly, very kind-hearted. They have some, adult humor, but it's very innocent. I love it. But that's what I've been doing, and searching for a new car because I need a new car. It's not exciting, but
what's wrong with your old car?
It has 155,000 miles in it.
Oh, I still got at least another 100.
It probably at least another 100,000. Yeah, sure. And it's just time. I feel like it's getting there, and I've been pushing it a little bit, and I just want to make sure I have a working car when I have a job to get to. So there's that, and that's been my life. Very exciting, huh? Not really.
Sounds like we're all leading very exciting lives for sure.
What a time to be a gamer.
What a time. It's the best time to be a gamer.
Okay, Phil, calm down.
There's never a better time than now to be a gamer.
So I don't really have much in the way of like gaming news that's popped
What are
up.
you talking about? What about that Xbox?
Oh, the Halo Infinite pre-order Xbox?
Yeah. That's
Well,
something.
I'll say this. So I think it's over now, but middle of last week was Gamescom, which is sort of like an international version of E3. It's a huge thing. I don't know.
Did not know about it.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know if they had it physically this year. I didn't really pay attention because normally they have it in Cologne, Germany. I think I said that right. I think I pronounced that city right. But yeah, it's a big thing, and like the opening night of Gamescom is like this huge presentation of trailers and stuff, and they still had a bunch of announcements. They brought a release date for Halo Infinite, which is December 8th.
Surprising. Yeah, surprising.
And they did announce that there is a Halo Infinite Series S and X pre-order you can do for the console.
It was only the X, right? I think it was only the
both.
X.
It was both.
No.
So
did not know that one.
That's interesting.
But
and
the controller.
Yeah, and the controller. Yeah.
You don't sound excited about it. You're like, yeah.
I'll be honest. I didn't really watch much of that. I think that was because they also did like Xbox did a showcase like the day before Gamescom started too. So it was like their own.
Which was confusing.
Yeah. Cause like that Tuesday was hella busy if you are a gamer that likes to cover everything. Because not only did the showcase happen that Tuesday, but an hour before, Bungie did their annual Destiny 2 showcase for what's coming up. And boy, there were a lot of happy Destiny fans from that, including myself.
Yes, I saw some trailers, and I'm bummed out. I'm like, man, I missed out a lot. I don't know what's going on.
I know I've said this before to people. I feel bad if anybody wants to try to jump into Destiny first time right now. Because they, in Destiny 2, they took out a bunch of the content to make room. But they did add this little cool thing. It's a little something in the game. They actually put in a static timeline that you could look at of all the events that happened in Destiny 2. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, so you like hover the cursor over that event, and it gives you like a 2 or 3 sentence synopsis of that event. And then if that expansion had seasons in it, then you can hover over each season and see kind of what happened. So that's at least a little something, I guess. But yeah, I won't get into it. Except I don't know if I sent you guys the picture, but I got my raid ring, guys.
You did not send us a picture.
You did not.
I know.
And you waited to say it on the podcast.
I forgot.
How dare you?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
I thought we were friends.
We are. I'll have to send you a picture. It's
cue the picture on the screen right now.
I'll send a picture after this is done.
I'm gonna cut everything we talked about in this beginning episode, just everything, and just go straight to this ring. This is very important news.
You heard it here first, guys. Apparently, Marcus betrays the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, God, you
One of
holding
you
out
will-
on us?
One of you will betray me today.
Yeah, I'll make sure that I'll send that picture out. But yeah. Anyways, back as far as other news goes, nothing really major as far as releases and stuff go. I will mention this just because it's a little relevant to like my realm of like the streamer world and everything. So unfortunately, it's not an uncommon thing in the streaming world to have these things called follow botting and hate rating and that kind of thing, especially for creators of different ethnicities and sexual orientations. Marginalized creator is the term to kind of give it a broad stroke, but it is a lot of like black content creators that it's happening to. Essentially, like follow botting is getting a bunch of fake bot accounts to follow you all at once, so it inflates your numbers and makes Twitch think you're doing something wrong. But hate rating is kind of using those same bots, but they raid a Twitch channel. So when you raid, if you're a streamer and you raid a Twitch channel, what you're doing is you're bringing your viewers with you to immediately be in that person's chat. You don't have any control or anything. It's just kind of like clicking on their page, except you're clicking on that page and bringing everybody with you. Well, all these bots or these people, these people that I don't want to use colorful words for right now because I'm trying to.
Let's just call them trolls.
Yeah, we'll call them that. Are hate rating all these content creators, and just messing everything up. And sometimes these bots can spam certain messages with certain words that can get the content creator suspended.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So you have to literally go in. So you have to,
I don't get that.
No, yeah. So you literally have to like go into your like Nightbot Discord like channel thingy, and then like put words that it bans immediately.
Yeah, and somehow they can still find ways around it. There's a lot of bad juju happening with that, and then so what's been happening, and what's been floating around on Twitter a lot lately is everyone's trying to hold Twitch accountable for all this because this is not a new thing. It may be flaring up right now, but it's definitely been something that's been happening for years now. And
yeah, that's not fair for the content creator that's just minding their own business, trying to create content, and then just a random bot starts spanning words and saying hateful things, and then or the numbers get inflated and they get banned because they're so-called cheating. How do you control that if you don't have much control on the volume of who's coming in, and how can you determine they're a robot or like a bot? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
That's weird to me.
And there's things that people are calling out Twitch for like, you know, doing 2-factor authentication before you can start an account with Twitch. Email verification can't really be a thing because I think people are finding out that you can create as many accounts as you want under one email address.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there it is.
So
that's the problem.
That's a problem. And there's just a lot of other things that creators have been calling for a long time, and it seems like Twitch has been dragging their feet. And part of me wants to be like super objective about this and not take sides, but at the same time, I want to say that like there are some very big name content creators out there that are trying to spin this in a way of like, you know, you trying to call Twitch out on it and do certain things isn't really going to matter because Twitch doesn't care. So you need to maybe do things like go to YouTube or whatever, and it for a variety of reasons that's kind of a bad take. So
no, that's not fair. That's just not fair. That's just too much. Like having to, then you got to be on top of it too. Report it before they report you. Then they have to investigate. Then you may get suspended. People make money. That's like their living. You know, that's what they do. That's how they create content, and that's how they make a living out of that. And if they get banned for something silly that is obviously not, they're not under control of that stuff. That's not fair.
I will say this. So not the result, but what's something that's become of this is that on Wednesday, September 1st, there is a movement or an event, I guess you could call it, called a day off Twitch. So there's a lot of content creators that are not going to stream that day, myself included.
Okay.
Granted, I'm actually taking this whole week off, but I had already planned on. I had already planned on.
You have your reasons.
I mean, yeah, but I had already planned on not streaming that day, anyways. And it's to show solidarity for those creators that are being follow botted and hate rated and just attacked all the time, and Twitch is kind of dragging their feet on it. I'm no programmer. I don't know the technical solution to any of this. Yeah. But I do know, at least from I do understand marketing and PR, and I understand that from a business perspective, not really talking about it much and only making statements about it as a reaction instead of like a proactive, hey, this is what we're going to start doing. It doesn't really seem like it doesn't seem like it's helping or doing anything. No. So a lot of content creators are saying, yeah, we're going to do this a day off Twitch. So if
that's the only way they'll understand it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine that's going to already have happened by the time this podcast episode goes live, but it's a thing. So if any of you out there don't already follow any sort of content creator that is like a person of color, somebody that's in the LGBT community, consider broadening your horizons a bit and going out and start following a lot more dope people that are out in the space and making sure, we've said this before on the show too, like if you see some bad shit happening, just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean that you can't at least just speak up and talk about it and denounce it. If you see your friends that maybe have those really hurtful and bad takes, it's okay to say something about it. So that's my streamer soapbox.
Did you hear that story? And I'll end it with this one because I don't, I don't understand Twitch yet, and I'm eventually gonna jump on that. But did you hear about that story on the Nintendo Switch? This guy that was a super fan of that Splatoon game, and there was a lot of hackers and cheaters online. So he bought multiple Switches and started spamming the hack, the cheat, and Nintendo blocked all of those Nintendo Switches that he purchased to cheat, that he did it intentionally so the company can fix it and stop those hackers and those cheaters online. Did you hear that story? Years ago.
I did not, but I've heard of similar stories before of people hacking on a system. They're hacking the system to show the vulnerabilities of the system so that the company can do something about it.
That's insane. Well, I wish I was that smart. So I'd be like, and have that money to be just dropping a bunch of blocked Switches. Like, well, this is bricked. I can't use this online.
I know. I wish that I had maybe gone to school for computer science instead. And
it's never too late.
It's never too late. I know. I should probably start doing. I have all sorts of teach yourself books on coding and networking and that kind of thing, and I should do it. It's just
I'll do it with you. I have to do that too. There you go. We'll have something to talk about.
We're gonna be study buddies. That's adorable.
We're gonna be study buddies.
That's adorable.
We're gonna talk code.
That is music to my ears. Hey, speaking of music, let's talk about our topic tonight. You see what I did there? You like that? You like that? That took me 0.5 seconds to come up with. You should appreciate me for my quick wit.
I'm gonna put some applause here.
Thank you.
Yay.
Tonight, I would like to chair a discussion on video game music. Because at least, was it one of us that had brought up the idea of, I think it was you, Rolf, that when we talked about the 3 things that we have in a game, one of yours was music?
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
It is.
And it made me start thinking, I have heard some of the best music out of video games. Movie scores sometimes, there's some really recognizable ones, like Jurassic Park or whatever. But like
Yeah.
those of us that have been playing games for a while, and we focus on, you know, the games with dope music, whether they are story games, multiplayer games, whatever. There's some that really stand out, I would agree.
Oh yeah, dude.
So I'd like for us to kind of just, we'll go around and just maybe discuss, you know, a game or two that has our favorite music in it, and like that, what kind of feeling it brings up.
Okay.
Rolf, I'll have you go first, buddy.
Thank you, sir. There's I don't even know how to describe what music, the music. Oh geez, there's so many to choose from. Okay, I've been gaming all my life, and I started on a time where, you know, it was mostly the gameplay that I was enjoying. There was no story for the games, very simple, simplicity. And then what caught me was the music, the soundtrack. You just hear the music and it's so catchy. You hear it, you know exactly where it's from. That goes with Zelda, that goes with Final Fantasy, that goes with crap, even just sound effects of Pac-Man, just the intro, like doo 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 doo. I don't even want to do it, but you know what I'm talking about. Tetris, you know, you just hear the theme songs and you're like, oh, that's Tetris. That's why music has been very important to me in video games, because the theme song of the game, especially when you see it evolve. And for the sake of argument, we're going to use Zelda and Final Fantasy. The Legend of Zelda, it's been a simple song. Then when you hear it evolve to current day, they have orchestras like playing the music. And I get chills. And then Final Fantasy is the same thing. They have a whole band of people playing the music, a symphony just of the video game, just the soundtrack of the whole entire game, and it just brings me back. It has a nostalgic feel to it. I love it, and that's why I feel like music's very powerful in video games. And that's the same with movies. You know, you hear theme songs in movies, quickly your brain, you know where it comes from. You know, you hear Back to the Future, you said Jurassic Park, you know, even Marvel. You hear the Avengers song and you're like, oh man, this is awesome. And I just love where music is going with the games, because it really adds to the mood, and it really makes you feel like you're a part of that universe. And I love it. So that's I'll just say Final Fantasy and Legend of Zelda, because those are the big ones that it just follows me everywhere. But yeah.
You could probably find it on Spotify, but I remember back when I was like in middle school and high school, I owned a album of Final Fantasy music that had been rescored in like a orchestral manner, like it was done by an orchestra.
Yeah.
So like some of like the original Final Fantasy 7 music that was redone. I think some of the old like the older games, like the Nintendo games, had been redone, and then some of them it was like the original music. It was touched up a bit.
Yeah.
But I remember, yeah, it was like 1 through I think 10. Some of the music from that, and you don't even have to play those games, I think, to really get the feeling of like just how awesome, you know, they make those scores for every one of those games. It just feels really good. I agree with that.
Yes, the best. I've been to the Zelda one, the orchestra. They came down and they played all the Legend of Zelda songs from the original. Yeah, from the original all the way to, I think at the time it was Skyward Sword, I think. And yeah, it was here in Orlando. I went down, and the conductor took out the one from the Wind Waker.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and started playing with that, and everybody started freaking out, like, ah!
That's funny.
It was so good. But yeah,
I've heard that they've done that with Metal Gear music too. I think there's been some orchestral re-editions of that. And then
that's a good one.
Sony, when they were at E3,
Oh, I know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah,
Go ahead, say it.
they would like when they were at E3, they would do some of their like big. They would have an orchestra there in the theater hall, and they would do that. And then every year, still at the Game Awards, I think what they try to do is that they have an orchestra there, and like when they have their nominations for like best game, like game of the year, come up, in a sort of celebration, they use the orchestra and play through excerpts of like the main theme song from each of those, like in a medley. It's really cool. It's real cool.
Remember God of War when they announced God of War for the PS4?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I remember.
Amazing. Oh, okay. Well, I'm done. There's so many. There's so many.
Daily, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, so there's a few that come into my mind. Obviously, you have to go back to one of the fewest, like the very beginning of Call of Duty. The Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 1's Zombies game music will always be one of my top 5. Black Ops 2 Zombies will also be another top 5. And then Golden Sun for Game Boy, it was just something about that, that game,
what a twist.
that game music. And then there was a Dragon Ball Z game that I played in my Game Advance. I really liked that music, like game music. And then to finish it off, there was another one. Oh, I had it in my head. Oh yeah, of course, Pokemon.
Yeah,
the original blue.
Waiting for you to say it. I didn't want to take
the original blue and yellow game music for some reason. Like you just know those chimes. You
All
know
of them.
so you know the theme song for the haunted mansion. You know it for coming into a city. Stuff like that. You just knew like the gameplay for that. So those are like, I guess you could say, the top music that I like. As far as like game music goes, I knew I spit out a lot more than Rolf, but those are like some that like I think back like, oh, what did I actually enjoy listening to while I played? And it was those types of game music.
I had a feeling you were gonna say Pokemon.
Of course,
so I was waiting for you. I was like, man, he's gonna have to say Pokemon because Pokemon has a lot of catchy music. I still have the chimes in my head, like I can't get it out of my head. It's in all of them. Even the current ones. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dad.
Marcus.
Daily, I'm really surprised you didn't say Halo.
I was gonna say Halo, but I wanted to choose just, to me, I feel like
I just
Zelda.
felt like
yeah.
I was gonna say the ones that I mentioned just to me for some reason were just, I just felt like I had a better connection with than Halo.
So Halo is one of mine.
Halo's a big one.
Halo is one of
Don't
mine.
get me wrong, like I'll still listen to like some Halo music, but like it's not like something that comes to my mind right off the bat when I think of game music.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but
Hey Marcus, I have a question about that. The Halo one.
Yeah.
Because I do remember Halo 2 and 3. Just especially 3, that piano. Dun, 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 and just the kind of like the opera monk. Oh,
I know that one.
Yeah, just, and then the guitar. You're
doing a great job, buddy. You're doing so good. Don't stop.
No, but did they stop that in part 4 and 5? Because I don't recall a big theme on 4 and 5.
It still has some of the bones of it, I would say.
Okay, because dude, Infinite came back with the original, right?
Yes.
Well,
right,
yeah, I mean
it's I believe so, yeah.
It's that same very iconic sound. Like when I first booted up that alpha, like that technical test, and they played that, I stopped moving for like a minute. I had to just sit there and just turn the volume up full blast.
Oh,
I was literally a meme.
You do you. That is so smart, because I would have done the same thing. I would have just sat there, not press start, just hear it.
Yeah, so
my life is complete.
Halo is one of mine for sure. Of course, I will always go with Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Part 2, especially Part 2.
Yeah. So 2, 3, and 4. I don't remember if Peace Walker did this too.
No Destiny? Wow.
Peace Walker had a James Bond kind of feel one too. Kind of like what they did with Snake Eater.
Snake Eater. Well, what I was gonna get at was like, so there was the composer for a bunch of those was Harry Gregson Williams, who he also did like very epic movie scores for movies like Enemy of the State
Enemy of the State,
and a few others like that too. So I can't remember if he did Phantom Pain though, Part 5, but so he was doing that. Mass Effect music will have a touch of like hearing. I can't say like the entire score of Mass Effect, but certain songs.
100% agree with you.
Yeah, certain songs really get to me.
100%.
To your point, Destiny, Daily, like Destiny. Yeah, there are some Destiny songs that will do that. There's one out right now that is top tier, best Destiny song ever. It's called the Deep Stone Lullaby, and it was released for a raid that came out last November. If I remember right. Yeah. Super. It's like the most epic Destiny song I've ever heard. It's great. Yeah. So,
dude, I gotta look this up later.
You should. Yeah. So yeah, these music, I tie a bunch of this music to very cinematic moments in these games. Like with the Metal Gear series, they did a really good job. A lot of it is like very electronic and like spy thriller sounding, but there were some very sweeping orchestral moments in that series that can like make everything feel epic. I'm not ashamed to say that sometimes it brought tears to my eyes in some parts. Just some really, really amazing moments that were just perfectly framed with that music. Halo is just Halo. It's just that iconic sound. And then
it just sounds epic.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds really good. I think the last one I'll end on is the Last of Us theme by Gustavo Santaolalla, I believe is how you say his name.
That guitar, just that acoustic sound is so. Oh, I got a vinyl of that.
Oh, word! That's awesome.
Yeah, I play it. That vinyl is like the only vinyl record I have. My daughter has a few, but I got this one, and I was like, dude, I have to. I've been wanting to get the BioShock one too, just because it's just silly. It has that old school music, but dude, music is so impactful. Like
it is, especially in the game.
Marcus, you've named almost all the epic ones that I remember. I was going with the cliche just because I've heard of the game Zelda and Final Fantasy since growing up. But you did the modern ones, and those are super, super amazing. Halo, definitely remember that. Just that intro. Mass Effect, Part 1, the only one that I like in Part 1 is just that humming sound from just before you press start.
The title.
That's it. Yeah. I do not press start for a while. When I played that game, I just listened to it and I just saw the planet and the sun in the back. Just the space look. It has the perfect sound for that game. And then the second and third, epic music in the ending when everything gets chaotic and you're fighting. Music is mwah. That's a kiss sound, I guess.
The only other song I would mention that's not an orchestral kind of thing, that actually has like lyrics to it, is if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan.
They're catchy, very catchy.
Yeah, like there's a female artist, Utada Hikaru. She makes at least one song for each of the 3 numbered Kingdom Hearts titles, and when I say numbered, I mean Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. Because if you know anything about Kingdom Hearts,
what about 2.5?
It's not Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3. It's Kingdom Hearts.
What about 2.8?
There's literally 9 or 10 games in the main storyline of Kingdom Hearts, and that's. Am I ever gonna play through all of them? I don't know. If I win the lottery and I don't have to work ever, maybe I can sit down and do that. But yeah.
Subscribe to Ginger Does OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Only Kingdom Hearts.
Subscribe to the Ginger
and
Thirst,
he explains
please.
the story like in detail.
Yeah, but I do it like real whispery with ASMR.
Oh, that'd be great. I'll listen to that.
Ooh, you know what you should do? You should do some ASMR like comic book readings.
How would that turn out?
Pow. It depends. Yeah, right.
Pow. I'll read a Spider-Man comic.
Whoa, that was
Hey.
a spider web right there.
Hey, you know what? You know what? People would probably actually dig it though.
You're not wrong. You are absolutely not.
You know
wrong.
what you should do? You should read like child's books in like ASMR voices.
Oh, okay.
That'll work.
Yeah, okay.
Dr. Seuss.
The little engine that could.
It's not creepy.
We will discuss my business ventures off camera.
And then play Halo music softly in the background.
Well, gentlemen, I
Oh,
appreciate you humoring me on this topic tonight. It was a lot of fun. I think we're all in agreement that video game music is a must. It should only get better with time. And
Oh yeah.
we look forward to seeing what music comes out with these games in the future.
Heck.
If you are watching or listening to us, let us know in the comments what some of your favorite video game scores are, or you know, if you have like a favorite song from a game, no matter how abstract. We would like to take a listen to it as well. So,
We're all ears.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I did not say Mario because you know it's Mario. Mario's
Yeah.
always awesome.
that's true. Yeah. So Daily, where can they find all of our episodes?
They can find all of our episodes on Buzzsprout with the audio link if you're just cruising in the car and you just want to listen to some cool guys talk. They can find us there. If they want to watch us do our podcast, they can watch us on YouTube at XP Galore. They can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at XP Galore.
Awesome. Well, I think we're all done here. So, Raf, why don't you take us home, buddy?
Ladies and gents, persons, humans, all aliens. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys had fun. Be good, be safe, guys, and love each other, respect each other. And if you want to continue listening to us, join us in our chaos. XP Galore.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it right there.
That's all you got.
I was like, where are we going with this, Rolf?
I don't know.
All right, everybody.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care, everybody.
Bye.